Okay, so Wednesday's lesson here was on arcs and chords. Chords were those lengths that cross the circle, like QR or RS would be considered chords. It says in the figure below, Z is the center of the circle. Suppose that QR is 9, SR is 2x plus 5, ZU is 7, ZV is 7. Okay, so they've given us quite a bit of information. Let's kind of sketch that out real quick. So we have these two lines that go to the center, which it says Z is the center, so these two lines are our radius. It says that that radius manages to cut these two chords at 90-degree angles, which I drew kind of better on one of them than the other, but these two here are both 90-degree angles. So one thing to know that this is kind of wanting us to understand here is that when you have a circle, you have a chord, if you cut it at a 90-degree angle, then you cut it in half, kind of by definition. So like if I was to cut it at that angle, I obviously have not cut the chord in half. There's a small piece and a large piece. If I manage to go at a 90-degree angle, then I am coming in straight down towards it, and then I am cutting it in half. So now in this picture, the chord is kind of at an angle at itself. But that's okay, as long as when we cut through it, we go 90 degrees, we could always kind of rotate the image in our head to have it lined up like I had before. Okay, so that is cutting it in half. So if that information will probably come in handy at some point here. So they say QR is 9, so Q to R is 9. So the full distance is 9, so if I'm saying it's being cut in half, I should be able to say that like this piece right here is 4.5, and that piece is 4.5. It says that SR is 2x plus 5, which means that we would have like x plus 2.5 for each piece there, right? We'd have half of this amount. So 2x plus 5 would stretch across from S to R. So we want half of it, just x plus 2.5, which means that based off this, since they tell us that ZU and ZV are both 7, so ZU and ZV are both 7, then I think we should be able to assume that these two chords are the same length, right? Because they're both at the same distance from the center, right? They're both 7 units away from the center. They're both 90 degrees from that radius. So they are basically the same thing. There's no difference between the two of them, which means that this x plus 2.5 up here should be equal to 4.5. Which means x itself needs to be 2. Okay, so what is QU? QU is this little length. Well, that was that 4.5. Okay. For part 2, I think these might actually be repeated questions. Some of them might look slightly different, but some of them might just look pretty similar. So for the same one, I would say this is basically the same situation. All the same arguments apply. So here they say that we've got UZ is 6, UZ is 6, and VZ is 4x minus 6. We're assuming that those are the same lengths. So we have 6 equals 4x minus 6. And this length here, UZ and VZ, would be the same. Now, I'm assuming they are the same like they were in the last one. I'm sure something else in here would tell us they were. So QR and ST are the same length. QR and ST, they're the same length. They're both at 90 degrees. Yep, so they should be produced by distances here that are the same. So I would say that we can assume that those two radiuses are going the same length before they hit point U and point V. Okay, here I would add 6 to both sides to get my 4x's. And then I would divide both sides by 3 to see what x is by itself. Oops. I don't know what happened there, but x would be 4 in that case. So they want SV. Well, that's just going to be half of ST. So that's going to be 3.5. Oops. X answer is incorrect. 4x minus 6. 6. Add the 6 to get 12. Divide by 4 to get 3. Okay, that's the same one again, so we won't go through that one. Okay, so that's it for lesson 3, and that was kind of it for this week's assignment. So nothing too wild and crazy. I think we're finishing up on a topic that's pretty manageable. If you need any extra help with any of those from this week, or if you need help from last week or any other week, any other quizzes, make sure that you email me or sign up on that tutoring